referee, Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
It's time now for our tale of Jake Paul. And they'll be facing Antonio Tarver. You're looking at the Magic Man, one of the best to ever do it, a multi-time light heavyweight world champion.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is skipped.
So much hype. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Big right uppercut scores. Oh, and he caught him there with a right hook. How about that time counter shot? There's not a seat to be had in this arena, Johnny. It's got that big fight feel, doesn't it?
Did you see the nerves on a fight stepping into the ring, Tom? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Straight right just misses. Fighters landing in these exchanges, Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Nope, that hook won't score. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Good counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Jake Paul in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They're going to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
Perfect counter lands. It's bombs away. They both want a knockout, you can tell. That counter shot lands. Punch, counter punch. Not a lot of punch out, but thought there might be more action here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Nice counter shot. Talk about Jake Paul in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute of this fight is...
The bell rings and we start the third. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
No rest for the weary. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Which fighter will say no mas? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Well done with that counter shot. Shot. And that left hook doesn't find its target. Nice job getting that punch through. Do you believe this? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. There's the bell for round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Those counter punches have to hurt. They exchange punches. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter punch. And counter punching. Swing and a miss with that uppercut. Holding nothing back here in the round. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement, They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
You'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over them eyebrow, the cheekbone. You just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Swing and a miss with the jab. Both men step back for just a moment. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally. There's the bell for round 6. After that last round, something has got to change.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice defense on that jab. That counter punch caught him clean. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Perfect counter shot. The referee taking a look here, and if the fighter can't see, the fighter can't fight. Yes, sir. We fight on here. Nice counter. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. This is a high-octane battle. Nice counter punch right up the middle. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Jake Paul in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Needs enough.
There's the bell to start round 7. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? That punch is beginning to take its toll. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jake Paul in that last. What's he doing? And they're back at it again here in round 8. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent. Hold that thought! Antonio Tarver's in big trouble. And down goes Antonio Tarver. What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3.
Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe-for-toe, or do they play defense here?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and they've got some work to do to get back into it.
Is that forever hope? Remember the fight to Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points.
And Jake Paul goes down. And there's no doubt about it as we see it again. That body shot did them in.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They got knocked down but didn't stay down. Once again showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has. Very close round with 10 seconds to go.
It happened again.
Tested in this fight.
It happened again.
Miserably.
It happened again. Again. Jake Paul take over.
So time to go celebrate.
Another game winner. The only one getting game winner.
That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here. I've arrived. Try that again. It will happen all over again.